We're back, guys. Now, this one's going to be a little bit more serious than our usual fare. We're going to be talking about a situation that's going on in the world right now involving Afghanistan, those American troops that are pulling out, the Taliban, and basically what's going to happen to all those women and girls who are left behind. And so I wanted to start here with an article from the Daily Mail. This is from July 14th. I'm going to read a bit for you guys here. Give us a chance to talk about it a little bit, and then we're going to check out a couple of videos that we found that relate to this situation. Now, I want to say right off the bat that we're totally ignorant when it comes to this stuff. We know we probably know less than the average Westerner. We're just kind of figuring this stuff out as we go here, but we know it's important. So
we wanted to do some videos more on the details of like the origins of the Taliban and stuff. Like we have a general knowing or sense, but I don't think we've really gone fully in depth or watched any
at least
of those
not recently, right?
Videos, or recently. So
let's see what we can figure out here. And of course, you guys are going to be a big part of this process, weighing in the comments, letting us know what we got wrong or what else we should be looking into. And so this says here, shaving or smoking is outlawed and women are banned from leaving the house in Taliban-controlled parts of Afghanistan as the terror group implement their harsh Islamic rule. So it says the Islamist group is reverting to fundamental roots as it makes huge advances. Insurgents ordered captured villagers to marry off daughters to foot soldiers. The Taliban is making a resurgence as it capitalizes on the U.S. withdrawal of troops.
So the U.S. recently pulled out with their troops that were in Afghanistan, sort of holding down the fort, if you will.
Now, as I understand it, they've started to pull out. Most of the forces are out, but there's still a few there.
They were there since 9/11, right?
Well,
and then they just sort of remained.
It actually goes on to discuss that in the article. So it says the Taliban is enforcing, I can't speak today, its harsh interpretation of Islamic rule and reverting to its fundamental roots as it's making huge advances across Afghanistan. Insurgents are issuing new orders to capture territories, banning smoking and beard shaving, and ordering villagers, I guess we already read this, to marry off their daughters to foot soldiers, and stopping women from heading out alone. So it sounds like they need a male chaperone now. Now it says the Islamist group warned that anyone who breaks the rules will be seriously dealt with. They don't really clarify, but I think we have some ideas of what that could mean. Now it says the Taliban, which was overthrown by the U.S.-led invasion in December 2001, 3 months after 9/11, is making a resurgence as it capitalizes on the withdrawal of foreign troops. On Wednesday, militants claimed to have seized the strategic border crossing of Spin Boldak along the frontier, or maybe they mean the border with Pakistan. The Interior Minister insisted the attack insisted the attack had been repelled and government forces had control. But the Pakistan security source says the Taliban's white flag was flying over the town.
Over like that town is the town bordering Pakistan? It's not in Pakistan.
No, it sounds like it's
on the border.
Bordering, that's the sense I'm getting. Now, this is something else I'd heard of. It says it comes a day after video emerged of Taliban fighters massacring 22 Afghan commandos who had surrendered in Dalwat Abad in northern Faryab province. And so that's one of the worst things you could do is when an enemy force surrenders, according to the rules of war, you're supposed to, keep them either as prisoners of wars or you don't massacre them. You certainly don't kill someone who has already waved that white flag.
The commandos are basically just non-Taliban like officials or people who were sort of militant. 22
Afghan commandos, so I suspect those would be the official military folks of Afghanistan.
That they're being taken over.
Yeah, so they're trying to maintain their territory even though the States is gone, right? And clearly...
here too it says the Islamists are trying to persuade government troops to abandon their posts on the promise of safe passage back to their homes if they take advantage of the U.S. withdrawal, which has been criticized by former President George W. Bush.
And actually, this is interesting because he recently had a interview with a German broadcaster, and it says here that what George W. Bush said was that Afghan women and girls are going to suffer unspeakable harm. This is a mistake. They're just going to be left behind to be slaughtered by these very brutal people, and it breaks my heart. So definitely George W. Bush, who had a whole lot to do with having their American forces in Afghanistan, is very upset here.
But like Canada.
Yeah, Canada was also part of that process.
We're from Canada here, and Canadian troops pulled out like way before this, didn't they?
The Canadian troops did pull out, as I understand it.
It's very much a political thing, but it is sort of like, is it all on the states to like deal with this problem? I don't think so. I think it sort of needs to be a team effort here. So if it was costing them a ton of money and all these resources for that many years to have all their troops, it's sort of like there needs to be, it can't just be all on their shoulders. Like it needs to be a team effort. It kind of sucks that like they pulled out all of their troops like all at once. Yeah. Instead of sort of maybe, I don't know, but maybe no one else wanted to step up. Like, I don't know. And they also obviously had their own issue with Afghanistan, with 9/11 and all that sort of started. That's the reason why they were even there. And it was sort of on them and their problem. But like in general now, I don't know. Is it still their problem solely? Like, I don't know.
That's a deep question because I imagine people say, well, they destabilized the region when they went in, so now it's their responsibility. It's a tough thing to deal with here. Now, the rest of the article, we're not going to go into it, but they're sort of talking about some of the rules that they are now re-implementing, things like, not shaving, getting in trouble, beaten if you don't attend prayers. You have to wear traditional clothing. Women can't leave the house without a male relative.
Oh my gosh.
Those found guilty of crimes such as adultery are stoned to death. All of these sorts of...
And it's just like, it's so horrible. It's so scary because like for so many years they were sort of living in this more modernized...
I know. That's
like
that's so awful is sort of all of a sudden girls are allowed to go to school and sing and dance and do all these wonderful things. Now all of a sudden it's like, nope, get back in the house and, your freedoms are gone.
Before 2001, Taliban had control of the area.
Yeah, it sounds like from 1996 to 2001, they were sort of ruling the area with that fundamental.
It's like 20 years.
Fundamentalist way of looking at things.
It was basically like 20. Obviously, it wasn't smooth sailing since 2001, and I think it probably took a while to sort of gain kind of control and it being a bit more stabilized, but still like quite a few years of like living this other way of like a more
exactly
non-oppressive, crazy, like just total totalitarian terrorist
the women aren't
society.
Taking this sitting down, and we're going to take a look at a video here in just a sec. There's just one thing that I wanted to mention here. Now it says all imams and mullahs in captured areas should provide the Taliban with a list of girls above 15 and widows under 45 to be married to Taliban fighters, according to this letter issued in the name of the Taliban's Cultural Commission. Now it says here that actually the Taliban
makes me so mad.
Is actually denying.
Yeah, I know. They're like, it's propaganda. Like, it's
they're saying it's propaganda. It sounds like they're trying to, as it says here, project a softer image. All right.
It's just so weird and creepy that like they actually have like meetings and stuff and like officials and spokespeople for their organization. But I guess if they're too powerful, they have to. Like, obviously, we've got dictatorships too in other countries and places that like literally sit on almost like a throne.
Wow, it says here that they claim to be in control of 80% of Afghanistan territory. Wow, so that did not take long. That was
fast.
I know. So like I said, the women aren't just sitting down taking this without a fight. As I understand it, there has been some protests. Here. So let's check this out. So the first one here is called Afghan Women Take Up Arms, Chant Anti-Taliban Slogans in Defiance ahead of U.S. troop withdrawal. So this was before the troops withdrawal.
Okay.
So this is a little while ago, but wow, like just a big crowd of people waving their flag there. Whoa. Some of them are well armed too.
Wow.
Jeez.
I'd be
like a missile launcher there.
I'd be scared shitless. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. Where do they get the guns and stuff? That's awesome. So there must be like obviously a big resistance too to the Taliban. It's just, can't all the people band together and like?
It's never that easy. It's never that easy. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they're not frightened into like being silenced.
They will disrespect them. They will use them, abuse them, or molest them, or whatever. And also they will kill them.
God.
And then there is one of them that is afraid, or that her 2 children will be taken by their father, because their father is a Taliban.
Oh. Why are women afraid?
Well, duh. Like, why would they not be afraid? I guess, why are they right now, right? 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not feeling good, because if they come back to Afghanistan, so we have lost all of these rights to go.
Now, keep in mind this. She's predicting the future here, because this happened before the truth withdrawal, and everything that she's saying here came true.
And I'm guessing the U.S. troops were sort of taking a defensive stance, and just more so they were like protecting civilians and things like that. But were they on the offense too, where they were specifically targeting for a while? I think they were, but maybe they got to a point where they were just sort of like in
Hanging
a standstill.
out? I don't really know. I could not tell
I don't know all the stuff.
Probably
but
maintaining the advances that they'd made over the last 20 years. Now they've pulled out. A vacuum has been left. It sounds like the Taliban has filled that.
Even though they were there, it's not like the Taliban, they were able to actually squash them, and like they just sort of
they were in the they were sort of waiting in the woods for the Americans to leave.
Yeah.
I don't like scarf, but I can like.
She has to.
Yeah. If Taliban come, I have to wear a scarf, and it's awful.
Oh my
for me.
God. Forbidden from working, restricted from going out, unaccompanied, pulled out of schools.
Wow, restricted access to medical care.
It's horrible. God, it makes me so mad. It just makes me so mad that they literally think like it's just crazy that for them, it's like a religious thing to them. Like it's obviously not. It's just like they want it. I don't know. Do they want an excuse to do all these horrible things?
Well,
like,
I think
it's so stupid. It's like you really think that like whoever you think God to be or whatever, you really think that he wants that, like, humans that bear children of this earth, you think they should be like not even have access to medical care so that, they're the ones that bear the children.
Well, I think that some people would say that this is a misinterpretation of religious teachings, or that
it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they think themselves that like their religion teaches this.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. From their
That's
perspective,
what I'm saying.
it's
They think they're doing this in the name of religion. Like it would make way more sense to me if they were just like, no, we just want to be bad people. Like for them to interpret, whatever they're trying to interpret
religious doctrines
in this
specific
way to be like, yeah, rape is fine. Like it's like, what the what even is it to these people? That's like, what even is the point of like if religion is supposed to be about like being a good person and doing good deeds, and it's so backwards and crazy.
Will this just get worse?
I'm surprised they're showing their faces, honestly.
On the camera and stuff. My gosh.
من کاکایم دم انفجاری که صبح شدم از بین نفت دیگه هم دخترم من روش بود که
Oh my God. Huh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, revenge. Oh my gosh.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Okay,
But
so
in the other thing, it was saying
it said
80%.
So I think we're hearing
But
different.
this is an older
this
video.
was before
Yeah.
the troops pulled out. Okay.
This was-
July 8th, 2021.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, that's freaking scary.
Sort of slowly rebuilding, right? Or maybe even not even so slowly. Yeah.
It's just scary. It seems like there's like the way that they were able to do this is that there is way more Taliban in Afghanistan than not. Like that lady, because in the beginning it was saying like the dad was a Taliban member.
Yeah.
So it's like so scary because like your own family.
husband.
It's like the guy next door is a Taliban member. Like what the frick are you supposed to do? Yeah.
Jeez. Well, that certainly dug into things there. And actually, that did a much more well-rounded job than I thought. I'm kind of thinking that we might want to just end things here. And, in another episode, at another time, we're going to take a look at a couple of other things.
Because
to do with
the
that
other one's
situation.
outdated too. That other video?
Well, I just feel like I didn't know
probably
that
gonna say the
one
same
was going to
thing.
be so well-rounded in terms of, and I think as we drill into the specifics, I think other videos will definitely want to check out. But wow, that certainly gave us a sense of the plight that women are facing right now in Afghanistan. We heard a little bit about, what's happening now, what was happening before the withdrawal. And I know that we've got a video coming up around sort of what I think since the withdrawal, what are the fears? What's it like now, in this new Afghanistan? And so our hearts certainly go out to all the women and the children and all the men too that are seeing their loved ones' rights being stripped from them. Our hearts go out and along with
these
our
are
prayers.
very brave, powerful women that aren't just gonna like stand there and like take it too.
Yeah.
Like that. It says Afghan girl. I have the article. This is from like a year ago. The Afghan girl shoots dead 2 Taliban fighters and wounds 7 more with an AK-47 after they murdered her parents outside her home. Like a girl, like a kid. Like
yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Unbelievable. So
very honorable.
Yeah. Geez.
I think she has a brother
what
there
a hero.
too. So she's like,
fight. I mean, geez. Yeah,
age between 14 and 16.
Wow, it looks like the photo of
her brother
went viral, and no doubt
she's protecting her brother too, and it's like their parents now
can you
are
imagine?
dead,
Yeah, can you
and they're
imagine?
on their own, and it's like, and I just
And this was before the troops even pulled out, so you can only imagine how difficult it's going to get now that they've withdrawn. So, or are in the process of withdrawing. Like I said, as I understand, just a few of the troops are going to be staying for a little bit longer, but pretty much the lion's share is gone at this point. And we've seen what's happening. So, prayers, thoughts are going out to everyone in Afghanistan who's suffering as a result of this, and anyone else around the world. And
like good just needs to prevail. Like it's just not. It's just I can't even imagine. It's just too.
Yeah, living here in Canada. It's
living and growing
imagine.
up in Canada, and it's just I can't imagine being treated like the scum of the earth, being abused. Being told that you can't even literally go anywhere without a male, that you have to cover yourself and
probably,
or you're gonna get like shot if you don't
anywhere. All of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you're not allowed to learn, and then you also don't get. You're just basically told like you are less than.
And when you don't let women work, you're hampering your own society and your own ability for you to produce. I mean, why wouldn't you want to?
This whole thing just seems to be. It's literally all based on. It's like. Conquering women and abusing women and saying it in the name of God that you can do that. And it's so BS, and it's just, I can't even deal. It literally makes me rage inside, especially like as a female. So let's sign off.
Yeah, we'll sign off. We'll remind you guys that we do have, some links that you're going to want to check out in the description, that you're going to want to make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because we are going to be doing some more stories or some more reactions to this sort of content
in the future.
It's a really important
issue that it has to be discussed.
Well, this is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily. Irate, signing off.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
It actually makes my blood boil. Like I actually sit here having stress in my body because it's not right at all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's greasy, disgusting guys that are like, yeah, we're going to take 15-year-olds and, you know, force them to be like, it's like literally.